Hey everybody, Michael Kunman here and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk about something that comes up in most fittings, which is what do I go with at the top end of my bag when it comes to our long irons, hybrids or driving irons. So today I'm going to compare all three. I'm going to hit some 3 irons, I'm going to hit some 3 driving irons, and I'm going to hit some 3 hybrids, show you the comparison, show you a couple little differences between each club as well, just to give you a little bit of indication of where you may sit when you come to choosing these clubs, because it is a big decision and it can get a little bit confusing when you get to that point. So I hope you enjoy it. We'll be right back after this and we'll get right into it. Once again, welcome back to the channel. I'm so glad that you're tuning in today, and if you like our content, please subscribe to our channel and like this video. It really means the world to us, and we will keep bringing out content that is helpful and hopefully going to improve your game as well. So let's get into it today. As I was mentioning before, I'm going to compare 3 different clubs: a 3 iron, which is my 3 iron, a driving iron, which I've got the new Taylormade driving iron, and also a Wilson Staff 3 hybrid. So 3 very different clubs, but 3 clubs that have the number 3 on them, which, as we were mentioning before, can get a little bit confusing because you're like, they're very, very similar in lofts. They're about a degree difference in between each one. And so why would one outperform the other? Why would one be either more forgiving, and why would one benefit you over another? So one of the big things you're going to notice with all these clubs, all of them are 3s, as we were mentioning. They are very, very different in length. So the 3 hybrid, of course, is that little bit longer. The 3 driving iron is a little bit shorter than that, but in between. And then the 3 iron, of course, in my set with a steel shaft is the shortest out of the lot. And you'll notice as well, once we start getting to these longer clubs, start with graphite shafts. Doesn't mean you can't use a steel shaft in a driving iron, it's just generally not preferred from a feel perspective and a weight perspective as well. And then when we get into these longer clubs, it's definitely not. In this one here, I've got an 80 gram, 120 grams in my iron, and this one here is 90 grams. And then the next thing you'll see straight away is the different size of heads. So of course the 3 iron is the smallest head design. It is the shortest shaft length, as we were talking about before, but it's also the smallest head design. Now when we talk about head design, if we do have a smaller design head, it is going to be a little bit less forgiving. When we start to get to our driving iron hybrids, when they start to get a little bit larger, they can do a lot more with the technology. They can push the weight a little bit further back a lot of the times, depending on what hybrid it is or what club it is, which then makes the face a little bit more forgiving, especially on off-center shots. It allows us to generate a lot more ball speed off the face as well, and get that much higher launching, softer landing shot, especially if you're one of those people that want to hit these into, say, par 5s or par 3s and get them to stop nicely on the green as well. So when we look at that 3 iron, as you can see, very, very different in size, very similar loft, and as I said, very, very different performance as well. Normally what I would be suggesting is that if you're in the market to try and upgrade this end of your bag, I would 100% go down to a fitting studio, something like here at Perth Golf Centre with Trackman technology or another technology, as long as it's a ball flight monitor. Get all kind of 2 or 3 different styles into your hands and try them. See what numbers come up, see what launch angles, spin rates and everything else comes up, because everyone is different. You may be a fast swing speed player, but you may suit a hybrid. You may be a slower swing speed player, but you may suit a driving iron. Who knows? Because we don't know how you deliver the club, and we also do not know what results you want until you come in and let us know about them. So I would always suggest giving them a shot, see how they perform, and then see how they perform in the real world as well out on that golf course. So, because then you can actually get a really good gauge what's going to be that nice club in your bag that's going to either get you on the fairway more often or hit a lot more greens as well. So as we were saying before, we're going to hit a couple of shots. I'm going to show you the details on Trackman as well. I'm going to run through them and let's see how they perform. So first up here, I have my Apex Pro 3 iron. So we're going to try and hit this. We're going to hit it about probably 3 or 4 times. Interestingly enough, I normally go with a driving iron. I have swapped out for a 3 iron, just honestly to give it a go. I had a 3 iron in my bag for a long, long time. I will see over a course of time whether or not I stick with that. I am looking like I prefer my driving iron. Comes off the face a little bit hotter, gives me a little bit more distance in my data, and just a little bit more consistent for me as well. But let's see how we go from here. let's get some data and see what the numbers turn out to be. So 3 shots, all done. I did delete one because it was a really bad golf shot and it was going to skew my figures. A little fade in there today, which is absolutely fine. And now we're going to try out the 3 driving iron, the new Taylormade DHY. So let's see how this goes. So straight away here, to be honest, as we were saying before, I do prefer driving irons. Looking down at this, the length, the shaft, the weight, everything feels to me a little bit more comfortable. So that last one I hit, definitely a little bit cutty on that one as well. It just seems to be my swing tonight. Sometimes I haven't played golf for a few weeks now. That tends to come out. I have noticed that numbers wise straight away that ball speed had increased a little bit as well. Dispersion might be a little bit wider, but we'll check that out shortly. So let's get into the hybrid. So the Wilson Stuff Dynapwr 3 hybrid here, it's got an 80 gram stiff shaft in it. I don't put hybrids in my bag. I just tend to find that from a consistency standpoint, I don't feel like I hit them as well on the golf course. But let's see how this data adds up, and I could be changing sometime soon, who knows. So some pretty outstanding results there. So let's go over to Trackman, let's check it out, and let's see which one performed the best for me. So what you're going to notice here, I have got my groupings. I've got my 3 iron down here, just off to the right-hand side, an average of 197 carry, 217 total. My 2 iron here, 208 carry, 226 total. Got one right out of the screws. They kind of rolled up there, and then I've got my 3 hybrid with an average of 215 carry and 233 total, which, I mean, pretty damn good. But there's actually an argument which I could put in both clubs, to be honest. So you can see how one is definitely not equal to another in any way, shape or form. The 3 driving iron I would have expected to be probably a little bit more consistent. As I said, it's not my 3 driving iron, so again, nothing against the club. Just didn't seem to be overly good from a ball flight and consistency perspective to me. And again, we don't want kind of big gaps like this. So these 2 here that I've got in my hand, that nice my 3 iron, which again I'm pretty happy with. A little bit leaky in relation to the cuts, and that 3 hybrid, that was very, very good. I really enjoyed that. Love the feel of it. So potentially I could be looking at putting a 3 hybrid in my bag as well. So let's look at some data. So on here we've got an average of 101.7 miles an hour with the 3 hybrid, the 3 driving iron an average of 99 miles an hour, and the 3 iron an average of 95.6 miles an hour. That is of course length of the club. That definitely comes down and plays a bit of a role in that. So if I swing it faster, it's going to be longer. I'm generally going to swing the club a little bit faster as well. Now, consistency connection, you can see here, not too bad from a strike perspective. I'm pretty happy with that. You can definitely see though, definitely a huge difference in ball speed. So my 3 iron 142 miles an hour, my 3 driving iron 146, and the 3 hybrid 152. So that's 10 miles an hour different in ball speed in relation to my 3 iron and a 3 hybrid, which is pretty damn amazing. Now launch angle was pretty low actually with that 3 hybrid at 7 degrees. 8 degrees with the 3 iron and 9 degrees with the 3 driving iron, which is quite surprising. And then of course we went through those distances as well. Now if we have a look at our optimizer chart, you're going to notice that when we jump into my 3 iron, pretty optimized. So we're looking to try and get these orange indicators as close to these blue zones as possible. The 3 driving iron, a little bit scattered there, launching quite high as was mentioning before, and ball speed a bit low, not great. And then the 3 hybrid, pretty solid. very, very close with those as well. Some of the data here, I did mention before that it was launching a bit low, so it's a little bit underneath that window. The 3 driving iron launching above that window. And my 3 iron, look at that, beautiful. Launching nicely in that window. So as you can see there, 3 very different results from 3 clubs that have the number 3 on them. Very, very confusing. And as I said, basically what we're looking to try and do when we do fittings and when you're out there trying to fill a gap in your set, we need to know what the gap is, what distance it is you're looking to try and achieve. Is it achievable, of course, with that type of club? And then we've got to test them out to see what's going to be most effective for you depending on your swing type, club speed, and consistency and connection. So for a lot of people that are out there, it's basically your weekend golfer that just wants to go out there and play, wants to enjoy themselves, you probably should opt for something a little bit more forgiving. Hybrids are such a good way to go. They generate more ball speed, as you can see directly from there. They're more forgiving off the face. They're going to get that golf ball launching in the air and a lot more consistency. And who doesn't want that when you are playing golf? The driving irons, generally it's going to be a play that has maybe a little bit more swing speed. The reason for that is because it doesn't have a lot of loft on it and it doesn't launch the ball as high. It did on this one for me, that particular club, which was very interesting. Normally they don't launch as high, so you need some speed to get that golf ball launching. You need to generate some spin from there. So for me, personally, not my club. And then for a 3-iron perspective, generally someone that has reasonable consistency of connection, generally has a relatively higher swing speed, again, to launch that golf ball up in the air, to generate some spin, and to get that golf ball launching through the windows that we want. So those 2 clubs there, a little bit higher swing speed, a little bit more kind of that mid to low handicapper. When you look at hybrids, they are for absolutely anybody. These clubs here are played on all tours around the world, and you just need to find the one that is going to be most suitable for you and the one that fits in to the gap that you're looking to try and fill as well. So hopefully that gave you a little bit of insight into the differences in a 3 hybrid, a 3 iron and a 3 driving iron, what they do, how far they potentially go depending on your swing, and why you should potentially either try them out first at a facility that has ball flight technology or speak to a professional like the team at Perth Golf Centre to be able to make sure that you get the correct club with the correct shaft that's going to suit your game and help you improve in the long term. So hopefully you enjoyed that. Hopefully it gave you some great information. As we were saying before, if you like our content, please make sure you subscribe and like this video as well. Thanks very much, and I'll see you soon.